Welcome to Beach Bum Creations. This is Tom, and on this channel we will show you how to take the items you find on the beach, the seashells, the driftwood, seaweed, everything you find on the beach. We'll show you how to turn them into lifelong memories using resin. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Howdy folks, welcome back to Beach Bum Creations. This is Tom, and today what we're going to be making is a round mirror, and I'm going to be putting some blue rope around this edge right here, and then also some blue on the inside, and that'll kind of hold the resin in. If you go to episode 13, you'll see I made a flat mirror that's flat. Okay, it's flat this way. And so you just pour the resin on. You get a level surface, pour the resin on, and you're fine. But on this one, it's round. It's quarter round. So resin just will fall off. So you have to do other things to make sure that doesn't happen. So putting the rope around will help. And what I'm going to do, normally I pour it on. I'm going to brush it on. I'm going to brush it on. Once it gets a little tacky, I'll sprinkle my broken shell pieces on it, and then I'll put the shells on it. And not even all of them, just some of the bigger ones. And then I'll brush those on to get them, and then I'll put more of the smaller ones and brush those on. I'll wait till that gets tacky and put the smaller ones on. Once they're secured to it, then I'll brush one final coat over all of it, and everything's sealed, and hopefully there's no runs. Hopefully. So at any rate, let's get going on this right now. All right, folks, I'm back. I've got some steel wool here, and all I'm going to do is just run the steel wool around this thing, so I scuff it up a bit. That just helps the paint stick. It's really not going to matter, because once you put the rope on there and then you put the resin, and that's going to hold it all together. Wow, I didn't notice this before. This is a different shape on this side. It's wider here than it is here, it looks like. Yeah, see? Wide, thin, and wide and thin. Huh. All right. Anyway, so that's all you do here is just scuff this up a bit. And take a paper towel or something and wipe off all the little steel pieces. Huh. Okay. It's not only round, it looks oval. It says round. Oh well. Okay, so now I'm just going to paint it. Nothing to it. Kind of windy today, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to paint this thing all the way. We'll see how it sprays out. Shut my door and my cabinet there. And just, when I paint, I just give a little light coat. The first coat, just a little light one. And that way it don't run. On this, it really doesn't matter. You don't have to have a perfect paint job, because it's all going to be covered with shells and resin. So, all right. Okay, I'm going to let this sit up for maybe about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then I'll come back and give it one more coat, and that'll be good for the base. All right, folks, I'm back. It's been about 10 minutes, and the wind keeps blowing the dang door open and causing it to blow more. The wind blows through the house, blows that door open, and funnels through here. All right, second coat. Okay, that looks good. And it'll take about a half hour, an hour to dry there. This is the rope I'll be using. I'm going to use blue rope for this project. Well, I'll show you. I have a lot of it. I'm going to show you up close what it looks like. It's a blue, dang, with green in it, so kind of a bluish green. So that's the rope I'll be using, and again I'm going to put it around the inside and the outside, and about, I'll give it about an hour. Be back then. Well, while that's waiting to dry, I'll show you the haul I got yesterday. Went out to a local beach. Well, it's part of Playas. It's called El Faro. It's where the lighthouse is. So I picked up a few shells and some seaweed. I think there's like 6 or 7 varieties of seaweed here. And all kinds of shells. I mean, just all kinds of shells. And lots of oysters. I keep those out in what I call the oyster bar. But I mean, there's at least 35 different species of shells. So, some of these shells will go on this project, this mirror. All right, I'm back. I took the mirror out and I made a cardboard plate. I just put the mirror on the box, traced it out and cut it. So I had something in the back to hold this because it's gonna go around like so. So I cut 2 lines already out of that big roll I have. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start right here in the center of the inside first. I put a little mark right here so I knew where the center is. Now I'm just going to go ahead and stick this down in here. And don't laugh, because every single time I use this glue gun, it burns me every time without fail. Whew. That was quite the ordeal. I only burnt myself about 185,000 times. It's a good thing I had it on fast speed, because you'd been laughing, listening to me go, ow, 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 over and over. This glue gun gets the glue so hot, it's amazing. Yeah. All right, let's start on this one now. This outside is going to be a little trickier. I'm just going to glue it right to this plastic sheet and then cut it off with a razor blade, I think. All right, there you go. We got the rope on it. And what I'll do is I'll get some silicone and run silicone after this dries. Run some silicone up here and seal it so it don't leak. Brushing it on, it doesn't leak often, but the thing with brushing it on, you have to keep moving it all the time. For at least a half hour to 40 minutes after you brush it on, you just have to keep moving it around because the resin starts to flow if you keep it in one spot. So as soon as you stop, even after half an hour, it will still run. So even when I do it then, I'll do it for more than a half an hour, and then I'll come in about every 5 or 10 minutes and rotate it. Move it in a different angle, in a different way, so that it runs the other way. Yeah, this will come right off of here once it's dried. Okay, we're going to give it some time to dry, and in the meantime, I'm going to go looking for some shells to put on here, something to put on it. All right, folks, I'm back in the workshop, and I'm going to go through these boxes. I'm not going to bore you with going through all these boxes because I got all these shells right here I just picked up yesterday that aren't in the boxes yet. So I'll just go ahead and pick some out of here. Like, there's some really good ones here. I mean, you know, why not? So anyway, what I'm going to get in here, I want to put some Sunray Venus. And I got to find them in here. Where are they? Here they are. Right here. And move 3 boxes out of the way. I don't know how to do this with one hand, but we're trying it anyway. Okay, I wanted to put a Sunray Venus at 3, 6, and 9 o'clock. So at least 2 of them have to match. I need 3 good looking ones and 2 of them have to match. So I'm just going to put all these out here and look at them and see if I have 2 that match and 1 real nice looking one, or 3 that match. I put these in by size, so those are light colored, okay. So these are the only ones like that. I think these two look almost exactly, almost the same size. And this one looks really nice. Oh. This one or that one. So one of them. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and pick those 3, and then I've decided I'm going to put this alternate talon, and I'm going to put this little crab on it that I found yesterday also, sitting in there, and then on somewhere I'm going to have this pearl with the little seaweed. So yeah, I know this one will be on it for sure. And I had a talon. Oh, okay, here it is, a cayenne keyhole talon right here. And there was a Hawaiian talon, a real little one. There it is, right there. And I want to get a green one, and I want to use these slippers. I never find slippers, so I want to use this one. These are all slipper shells right there. So, but those for sure I want, and then I'll check them and I'll let you when I get what I'm gonna have. Then I'll come back to you, and I have to clean some of them, so I'll bring you back at that time. All right, folks, I'm back. Brought everything out here to the workshop. Such a beautiful day outside to work outside. So I'm just going to apply some of this all-purpose silicone around the edges there where the rope is, just to be on the safe side. It looks like it's pretty much sealed. I'm just going to go and hit a little bit. It's not going to be much. It doesn't look like it needs much. But in case you don't, I don't know how you put on silicone, but I usually keep something moist. You can see this is foaming up, a soapy rag or something, so it smears a lot easier. So anyway, here we go. All right, I think it's all sealed. We just let it dry, and once it dries, I'll come back and go ahead and paint some resin on there and keep on going from there. Well, I'm going to clean shells next. I've got all the shells sitting right there ready to be cleaned, but I have to do some things before that. So I'll be back in a little bit. All right, I'm back and set up ready to clean these, and this is what I have right now. I may not use all of them, or who knows, maybe I'll use them all and add some more. But there is a lot of limpets. I've never had a project with this many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different varieties of limpet shells and clams. Jeez, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 different types of clams. It's amazing. Okay, let's get started. Let's see, what else? Oh, the last one, the worst one. This is, well, I just found something that says these are called cabbage Mirexes. I've been calling them pink mouth Mirexes for the last few years. So I don't know really what they are now. But anyway, this one is really dirty. I'm going to clean this one up. So, hang on. This one's going to take a little while. All right. Cleaned up pretty nice. So, it'll look good on this mirror. And that'll do it for the cleaning part of this, I think. I hope so. Okay. All right, folks, I'm back. I'm gonna mix up some resin here. Not very much. I just want to get a tack coat on there right now. It's kind of enough to get around it. So probably about maybe 24 or so, somewhere right in there, wherever it stops. All right, and in this, I'm going to put some of this glitter. I've never used this glitter. It's called Silver Holographic. Is that camera's over here? How come it's going there? Anyway, it's silver halogenic. I'm not going to use very much of it. I just want something that will reflect the light. That's not very much. Can't even see what I took out of there. I'll let this sit for a while, then I'll come back. All right, folks, I'm back. And stuff is getting kind of hot. I would like to stir it a little bit more just before I start using it. In this case, start brushing it on. When I brush it on, I like to wait a little bit longer before I do it. Usually I wait like 10 minutes or so. I like to let it start to get hard, and I tell you, sometimes you wait just a little too long and it gets hard fast to where it's not usable really fast. I'm going to get rid of a little bit of it right now because I will not use that much. I'm going to pour it right in here. This is just a little silicone base. And I'm going to have to actually take it into the house because this is not level at all. This is just a little silicone base, and then I'll put something in there and then pour some more on top of it. Brushing this on doesn't really matter with this because it's not level anywhere. It's round. It's oval. So, dang. See, I left the door open and the wind is blowing through. There's always a big breeze coming off the ocean. So, I leave the door, the front door and the back door open, the breeze just funnels through. It's always good to have alcohol, paper towel when you're pouring, just to be on the safe side if you get any on your hands. Okay, this is ready. We'll see how this works. I'll start at the top. This is the top. Gonna sprinkle some of these. I'm gonna try to get it all over it. For wherever there's no shells, there'll be full shells, there'll be some broken shells. This also stops the movement of the resin so much, especially on the next coat. It gets hung up on them. So, it's a dual purpose. Okay, now you're gonna see. I'm just gonna keep going like this for a while until it doesn't move. So I'm not gonna keep you here for that. So I don't know where I put my doodad. Here it is. All right, I'll come back after this is set up and getting ready to put another coat on. All right, folks, I'm back, and I've just got all these things just sitting on. This is the 12 o'clock right here. This crab would be at 12 o'clock. So then I've just got some shells just sitting on here. I'm waiting to be glued, and I'm just waiting for the gun to heat up. But you can see, it's not going to look exactly like this because I move them as I do it. And as you can see, there's still a lot more shells here that are going to go on it. Those two right there I'm not going to use. They don't seem to go with the colors and everything. And some of these will go inside of here when I get ready to pour the clear. I'll put some more in there and then pour the clear on top of them. So there you go. I'll bring you back as soon as the glue gun is heated up and ready to go. All right, I'm back. Glue gun's ready. And what I do is I always start at 12 o'clock with the biggest shell and get that on. See, they're just sitting there, they're falling off. That's why this is gonna harder than it looks, because this is here, 12 o'clock. Usually I have it in front of me. And I couldn't this time because it would have been, 12 would have been here or here. And if it fell off, it would hit the floor and crack. It's tile, so. It's actually better to put less glue. When you put a big glob of glue, it takes a little longer for it to dry up. That's not how I had this. I had it like this. This is how I want it. Yeah, these two big ones take a little longer, and all the rest will go fast after that. Alrighty, that's it for the gluing of these. The glue is not what's holding it, what's going to hold them down. It's the resin's going to hold it down. So the glue is just there to help it a little bit while I'm brushing it, but it's actually going to be the resin that's going to secure these. So I'm going to go get another one of a Sunray Venus to replace the one that broke, and then let all this dry real good, and I'll be back to start brushing on some resin and getting it going. Okay, I'm back, folks. I mixed up 46 grams of part A and 23 grams of part B. That's because I have extra that I need for this hot plate over here. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to need a lot more. Need a lot more shells in there. Okay, now I'm just going to brush this on here, and that's going to secure these shells to the frame. And just before when it really gets really tacky, it's getting hard already. I gotta move this. When it starts getting really tacky, then I'll come back and put these little ones on. And you can see I just got some resin on my finger right here. So that's why it's good to have some alcohol when you pour. I'll spray it on there because it's hard to start working when your fingers are sticking together. So. So all right, here we go. We're going to paint this on right now because it's getting hard already. Okay, and I poured it in over here, and you saw me picking up shells and stuff while I was doing this, so you know it's my hands got stuff all over them. And it's running off the side, so I've got to go get something to lift it up. get it off this plastic. They don't have to. I mean, it will harden up right there, but then you have to cut it off. If you get it up, then you don't have to. So, I'll just run around and get this off where it's run down. I mean, it's like water. I mean, it's gonna run. It's gonna run all the way down to here. So that's why you have to do this in layers. I'll end up putting 4 coats on here. So, but I mean, that's what you gotta do on an oval one. You gotta remember, this is not only oval this way, but it's oval this way too. it's got you regardless of which way you go. So you just got to put thin coats on it and brush it. So that's how you do it. That's how I do it anyway. I guess if you find a different way, let me know. Be about me below and let me know. There's nothing to do now but wait, so I'll come back when I'm getting ready to put the little shells on. Alright folks, welcome back. On here I've got a small brush this time. I made 20 grams of part A and 10 of part B, and just before, when it was just almost set up, still tacky, I went around and added probably about 25 little shells. So I'm just going to go through now and paint everything once again, but not the blue, just the shells, so that they all have a coat of clear, and it'll run down and it'll hit the blue and seal it. This one looks pretty good. It's just got to dry overnight, and I'll put the mirror in it. The next time you see it, it'll have a mirror in it. This one here, it needs a little more, it looks like. Oh well, we'll see. All right, we'll be back tomorrow morning. Okay, here's item number 134. It's complete. We'll start at the top, and I'll take you a run around here. There's a spiny paper cockle in the back there behind that crab, and we got a green limpet. It's a slipper shell right there. There's a Scotch bonnet. There's a calico up there, that red one, and a white one is flat calico. It's a turkey wing. And I call that a tiger paw. Boogie, get out of the way. And that's another limpet, comet limpet. And that's a alternate helid. That's this little purple one there, long one, is a driftwood sunrise. And that's a sunray Venus. The calico, there's a coquina, angel wing, it's a cockle, Atlantic cockle. That there's a cayenne keyhole, another scallop there. It's a Florida cone. That's a bittersweet, that little orange one. And this one here is called a Morton's egg cockle. There's another Atlantic cockle. This big one here is a cabbage murex, or I call them pink mouth murex. And that's an alphabet cone there. It's a cross-barred clamshell. It's another slipper shell. That one's a New Zealand clam. This one here, this little bitty one, that is a Hawaiian limpet. There's a rose petal talon, a Chinese hat, another slipper, turkey wing, sunray Venus. This one's called a pritis. It's a cockle, believe it or not. It's a pritis. And this one's a rock snail, another coquina, another calico. And it's a combed Venus right here with these little sticker things on it. This is a kitten's paw. And we're back up to the top. So that's it. Item number 134 is complete.